Hello, my fellow Nigerians, both home and abroad. My name is Fadojoe Joseph. See, in all honesty, the Nnamdi Kanu struggle is long overdue for resolution because it's been politically captured. However, the current call for protest by SOWORE, though well-intentioned, may not yield the desired results. I respect SOWORE for his courage and consistency in standing up for national causes. But the reality is that you cannot cry louder than the bereaved. I said again, you cannot cry louder than the bereaved. The Igbo people, for whom Nnamdi Kanu has championed the cause of self-determination, have not even shown the level of unity or commitment needed to sustain such a fight. Most of them are busy pursuing their daily businesses across Nigeria, while many others have shifted their energy toward the obedient movement. Our political wave that frankly is not built on the same foundation of freedom that Kanu once preached. Where then are the Igbo political leaders? Those constantly seeking power, seeking positions and appointments from the same federal government that detains their son. I'll take it again. Where are the Igbo political leaders who's constantly seeking powers, positions and appointments from the same federal government that detains their son, Nnamdi Kanu? How many of them still owe any commitment to the Biafran ideal? The truth is very few. And the house divided against itself cannot stand. Instead of them staging maybe a protest, sit at home all across Nigeria, everywhere you have Igbo in Nigeria, whether in the east, in the west, to sit at home and let Nigeria begin to feel the impact. No. They're not doing that way. But instead, they put their protests that could make the nation feel their collective impact, they limited it to only the southeast, punishing their own people while claiming to be fighting for a cause. Let's be clear. Nnamdi Kanu is facing grave accusations, and no protest can override the due process of law. Protests can raise awareness, yes, but we must define what we hope to achieve with the protest. Protest is good, but what are we intending to achieve with the protest? Though it is obvious that the recent pardon of many criminals of varying crimes by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is no doubt disappointing to many Nigerians, including myself. But we must not forget that it is within the constitutional power of the presidency to grant clemency as it wills. The power does not tell the presidency who to pardon. Just like we have President of America pardoning, January 6th, insurrectionists, and everybody was against it. So the president can pardon whosoever he wishes to pardon. That is the power of the presidency. The fact that the president gave pardon to a few Nigerians who many believe should not have benefited does not make Nnamdi Kanu's case comparable. His accusations and alleged offenses carry more serious national security implications. And to demand his immediate release at all costs ignores the gravity of his charges and the fact that many of the pardoned individuals had already been tried, sentenced, and served part of their punishment before clemency was extended. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, it's still a case in court, a case in progress, a case that has not been decided yet. It is political, we all know that. But until it is decided, until the Igbos are ready to face it and fight it, and we all join in, that is when we're going to have a release. But the next question is, after demanding free Nnamdi Kanu, what next? What next? Will he agree to drop the call for secession and embrace Nigeria as a unified nation? That's number one. Will he accept and respect the Nigerian constitution? That's number two. So if we cannot answer these questions, then a protest without direction may still become a show of political grandstanding rather than a meaningful quest for justice. If the Igbo people were truly committed to secession, I would have expected them to stop sending lawmakers to the National Assembly, reject INEC organized elections all over Southeast, and to focus on building their homeland economically, building their homeland politically, building their homeland socially in preparation for an independent future. Yet, the reality is different. That most of their investment and livelihoods are spread across Nigeria, not within their own region. So how then can a new Biafra survive or a new IPOB survive when its people's wealth lies outside its borders? These are sensitive questions we must ask ourselves. As a leader, at some point, you have to tell the truth, even when the truth may not be easy. I know that some Igbo friends that may not be okay with what I'm saying, but if they truly sit down and think about it, they will know. As a leader, I'm treading the narrow path to look ourselves into the eyes and tell ourselves the truth. So we must not politicize Nnamdi Kanu's detention as though it represents the sole problem of the Igbo nation. If the Southeast truly believes in its cause, they must lead the movement with unity and resolve. Then others across the country can join in solidarity. Until then, any protest branded Free Nnamdi Kanu now risk being seen as a political stunt more than a sincere national struggle. I stand for peace. I stand for justice. I stand for the progress of the Nigerian nation. And I stand for Nnamdi Kanu being released. I stand for, against politicization of holding him. There was no reason holding him. There was no reason delaying the judgment. There was no reason. Whatever the government of Nigeria wants to do, the courts, the judiciary should do the right thing. If he needs to go to jail, sentence him to jail. Let us know what we're fighting for. If you need to free him, then free him. But holding him from year to year, month to month, is criminal. And it's an injustice to Nnamdi Kanu as an individual and as a citizen of Nigeria. So Nigerian people, Nigerian government, and the Southeastern and the Igbos must choose and must lead and let every one of us follow. I do not want anyone to use Nnamdi Kanu as a stunt for political gains. I'm not saying anybody is doing that, but I do not want anyone to appear to use Nnamdi Kanu as a bait for anything, for a fight, for a protest. Our country is fragile at this time. We are all sitting on a gunpowder, and we must be careful what we do so that the gunpowder don't explode in a wrong way. May God bless Nigeria. May God bless my Igbo brothers. May God bless every tribe in Nigeria. May God bless you, and may God bless me. Thank you.